All right, so I've seen about 3 or 4 of my mutuals posting about Immaculate today, like raving about it, some saying that it's the best horror of the year so far. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't in a rush to see this movie until now, so I literally immediately got in my vehicle, and here we go. Like, pimple patches and all, I literally just rolled out of bed to come see this movie because of these reviews. I hope I'm not disappointed. Okay, so I'm not disappointed. However, I will admit that the first half of this movie, I was sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be disappointed. The story just seemed familiar. It seemed like it was already done. There were parts that kind of dragged. But the way it all culminated at the ending made the whole thing 1,000% worth it. I'm seeing a lot of people compare this movie to Rosemary's Baby, and I totally agree. I feel like this is a modern day Rosemary's Baby, which I like because I personally think that Rosemary's Baby needed an update, and this is it. First and foremost, shout out to Sydney Sweeney, man, because this performance was fucking unreal. Sydney Sweeney is the it girl right now. This movie solidifies it. She was fucking incredible. She 1000% sold it, and not even was it just her performance, but her character was smart. She was resourceful. And I personally am just like way more invested in a movie if I am rooting for the character, and I was rooting for her the whole time. There are scenes from this movie that I will never be able to erase from my memory, okay? Like, I'm a sucker for blood and gore, and this movie delivered when I wasn't expecting it to. This movie might take my award for the most vile fingernail scene I've ever seen. The cinematography of this movie was overall beautiful. It was really pretty to look at. Even the bloody, gory scenes, like there was one scene with the blood spatter where I'm like, wow, this is like so beautiful to look at. That sounds kind of sick, but whatever. It was really atmospheric. I feel like the use of the lighting at points like really enhanced some scenes and made it way scarier. Like, for example, this is not a spoiler, but there's this one older nun at one point and her face is like in this candlelight. And her face does not distort, but the candlelight makes it almost look like it does. And it's just like really chilling. Again, this movie has a slow buildup, but the ending is unreal. Overall, again, the story is pretty simple. There's nothing too unique to the plot itself. But I really enjoyed this one. Overall, I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. Is it the best horror movie of the year so far? I don't know. Ask me after I watch Late Night with the Devil. Now I'm going to get into some spoilers. So fair warning if you haven't seen it yet. The other main reason that I like this movie is I love an ambiguous ending. Like, I love a movie where, like, I'll just be sitting there minding my own business and this movie will pop into my mind and I'll be like, damn, what did the ending mean? Like, what was the baby? Was it good? Was it evil? It wasn't crying, so that led me to suspect that it was, like, the devil and it was evil, and that's obviously why she did what she did. The scene of her fucking biting the umbilical cord made me, like, literally made my stomach turn, and that does not happen to me. That still was not as bad as the fingernail scene in this movie, though. God, that was awful.